The thinking is that the Earth formed about 4.6 billion years ago, roughly speaking. And then there is a history of the Earth that is not well understood because there's very little evidence from that time. Between 4.6 billion years and 4.0 billion years when the Acasta Gneiss is formed, we don't have any rocks older than the Acasta Gneisses to study.
We're here at the museum, the Prince of Wales Heritage Centre in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, Canada. And what we're going to do is donate and present the Acasta River Gneiss, the oldest known rock on the planet, at 3,962,000,000 years old, to the museum for future generations to enjoy and to learn from.
Size of the claim.
There'll be two small ones.
Yeah, it should be 103.3.
It's on the Acasta River, as I said earlier, about 300 kilometers north of Yellowknife, and it's the original discovery site was an island in the river.
So they were just doing a regional survey, and all of a sudden they started getting rocks that were way older than they expected.
Okay.
The rocks in the Yellowknife area are 2.1 billion. So if you're age dating rocks in the Yellowknife area, you'd think, well, we'll get between 2 and 2.5 billion years. Mm-hmm. If all of a sudden you started getting rocks that were 3, you'd say 3.5, you'd say, okay, what the hell's going on? So when they were age dating these rocks, I don't know what they were expecting, maybe 3, and all of a sudden they started getting ones that were 3.5. Shit, so then they narrowed in on this one area and started doing much more detailed rocks, and then they found the one that came back 3.9.
We don't know exactly why it's still preserved, but we do know that it's there and that it's old, and there's a lot of lack of evidence as to how it managed to stay there all this time. But we think that at one time early in the Earth's history there were continents, maybe very small ones, that were in existence, and those continents, and certainly in the case of Acasta, those pieces of early continent are probably still preserved in some of the present-day continents that we find on the Earth. And at Acasta we can actually demonstrate that by showing that those old rocks still exist there.
Still ahead, races the Olympics turn.
Once that actually shreds, it's a handle work.
We're going to split up and look for the boundary posts. We figure they're right about there, but due to the snow, it's sort of camouflaged them a little bit. But the snow's a bit deep, 4 foot maybe. I'll take a wander down there. Jen's going to take a look up in there, but it goes into a cube. So it should be pretty close to this area here.
in my place. But it's like I'm just a beggar on the corner. So they twist my arm and slap my face. They slap my face. Yeah, if only they knew the stories that I know, they wouldn't do anything to me. But I'd be seen.
Then when they came up with the date, you had three different groups involved. You had Sam Bowering, who was an American. You had the GSC, which is Canadian, and it was age dated in Australia.
Okay.
So you had the three different groups involved, and they decided they'd make a simultaneous press release that they had found the oldest known rock. Okay?
Okay.
So they picked a date, and I said, okay, we'll announce it. Australia and the US made the announcement. Canada didn't because they hadn't translated it into French yet.
The other boundary post on the westerly side, it's the same. It's going to be on ground because again it'll be in the Acasta River. If not, and what it does, it'll just indicate that the marker is out that way, but there's no land to put it on. So that is a claim stake, the boundary marker. We're gonna head back over and see if we can't find the other one through the snow. It looked a whole lot different last year in the summertime when it came up there first.
The Smithsonian Institute did come and get a chunk of the rock. I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they saw the value in it as a sort of touchstone, a symbol of the age of the continent.
They shoot down the street. Well, I tried so hard to take what I can. Yeah, but looks don't mean anything. And all the lives of all those last men, yeah, none of them are standing. Yeah, well, the prairies are dead animal bones. Yeah, they're just as pale as nothing.
It's not what I'd say is the most flashiest of rocks, but I find it very, very inspiring. As you know, you hold that in your hand, it is your problem seem minimal in terms of time. Even your complex problem is holds nice and somehow changes the way you think. That's a good sample there. Put that one in the bag. And yes, it is a product of Canada.
Say nothing. Well, these guys, they always had to hash.